Why do they doubt the kid?
Artlist.io.
I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets. Cause we know who we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocketeer and stopping here.
Music licensing reimagined.
We gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me focus. I'm going toe to toe with foes. I know they notice. I kick in doors, they only hope for closing. Why? Cause they know I go again. And when they get it dry, I'm the one that can make it flow again. Talk to me nice, my team they ready to go again.
Music licensing reimagined.
We don't talk, better know the grind gon' match my walk. I'm a cheat code, I don't take no loss. Making no sense, run up the scope. Cause all I do is win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss.
Artlist.io.
I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I'm winning again and it's all on repeat. I'ma just sit at the top cause I'm running it, dog. Homie, I don't know defeat. Had to get back on the phone. I told them don't play with my name cause I know that it rings. They want my spot at the top with the crown.
Music licensing reimagined.
Good evening. Welcome in from the Channel 9 studio. This is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And as we always do on a Monday, we're going to go ahead and start from the top with Warriors Raw on that red letter channel. But we start at the beginning of the night. World champion Jey Uso comes up to the ring. He about to have a conversation about Logan Paul. He want to challenge Logan Paul. He gets interrupted rudely by Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is like, "Yo, I need you to do me a favor. Like, get up out of the way, pretty much. Let Seth get this belt because you don't know nothing about power." But before that, he on a rant. Well, my friend. He betrayed me. Roman, everybody betrayed Paul Heyman. But anyway, to make a long story short, Jay said, "All right, well, since you feel that way, OG, let's have that match tonight." So they made that match. What was the first match? I can't even remember the first match right now. We know that EO had a match tonight. Rusev had a match tonight. It was a couple of matches tonight. I know EO defended her belt against Roxanne. Roxanne did a pretty good job, but EO comes through with the little sneaky moves. She manages to defend her belt very well as the women's world champion, and she did so again tonight. So EO did defeat Roxanne, but Roxanne is an up and coming wrestler. She will be a major player in the women's division. Let's give her about a year, maybe two, get a belt. I don't know which belt. I'm not going to say she's going to be women's champion in 2 years, but she will be getting a belt. Uh, excuse me, the Rusev versus Otis match. I took a look at it. I was watching it, but I wasn't watching it because I already knew what it was. They have to get Rusev started on his return. Making it look convincing and things like that. Uh, when he gets to fight, Otis, and Otis is trying to, that wasn't a real match to me. Uh, so Rusev, he gets off with it with his notoriety. I don't even want to call it a win. I don't want to call it I'm just calling it notoriety. Uh, we see in the conversation department, we see Karrion Kross having a conversation about Sammy and people selling their souls or buying in. It's like Karrion Kross is about to become he's about to become a baby face. I don't know how that works, but that's what it looks like. We see Gunther. Yo, let me say something about Gunther in that little interview. I don't know how they're gonna make Pat McAfee look good, but the way Gunther was speaking tonight, he said, "Man, I'm giving you grace to walk up out of this ring tonight. But Saturday, when I get my hands on you, it's a wrap for you." And I'm going to believe that. I know that the co-host, he calls him dad bod, but that dad bod, it hides a lot of uh technical wrestling that Gunther can actually do, and he got a little bit of strength. I don't know Pat McAfee. He can do some things, but strength ain't one of his attributes. So I don't know how they're going to pull this one off. I don't know if it's going to be an interesting match on Saturday, but McAfee is going to have his hands full. Uh, we saw Becky Lynch also have a conversation, and Lara Lacuria, she pretty much told her, "Listen, while you was gone, we was coming up. It ain't about you. It's about what we was doing. We put the work in. We did this. We did that. And you want to come back here and pretty much talk about the accolades you did." She said, "You won this belt. You won that belt. You won the Intercontinental belt. Oh, my bad. That's me." You know what I mean? So she's telling them like, "Yo, just because you old school, you an OG. That don't mean you get the poo poo on the come up, on the people on the come up." And she feels like, when I get my hands on you, said the same thing. When we gonna figure this out Saturday, when I get my victory over you, it's gonna be another story. So it's just interesting how you know we seeing a lot of the vets come back. We know Charlotte came back, and she fought Tiffany, even though she didn't win the belt. I mean, she earned it because she won the women's rumble. But still, I mean, excuse me, she didn't win the women's rumble. Did she win the women's rumble? I think so. Yeah, because Bianca won the chamber match. So yeah, but once they come back, everybody thinks that wrestling you could just pick up and do it. No, you got to get conditioned, and you got to pick up your techniques. You got to be in rhythm in a match, right? You got to be able to go, over somebody, under somebody. You got to be able to handle a hip check, a hip toss. You got to be able to handle those loud smacks on the canvas from a suplex or a body slam. But it's a different story. You know, when you think you could just come up and just go out there and just do it like it's a normal situation or a normal routine, and for that to occur, you know, for Becky Lynch. She gonna have her hands full this coming Saturday. I'm gonna just go straight to the main event because I was, as I'm watching this match, you first and foremost, champion Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins. And you think with the name power, you're gonna get top notch match, right? So let's go into the match. Uh Jay's in control for a little bit. Seth Seth turns around and starts the match. I mean, she not starts the match. He gets the momentum. He curb stomping. He doing all of these things. Jay kicking out. Jay hitting him with the spear, the frog splash. Uh, and Seth is kicking out. So the match is going along. It's progression, but it's progressing, but it's not moving in the pace of like a main event match. Dare I say? Then we see Sami Zayn come out. Sami Zayn comes out. He's going in the corner of he rocking with his guy Jay. He had the audacity to come from behind and get Braun Breaker. He stunned Braun Breaker for a little bit. Braun gonna turn around and spear a person. That's exactly what he did to Sami. And then Jay went out there to try to look out for him. He spears him. The match looked like it's over. There's a pin. Was there a pin? I'm trying to remember right now. So whatever happens, CM Punk comes out and he coming to exact revenge. For what he did. He had to go through curb stomps and all of that other stuff. And then, they get up out of there. So the results of the match was that I don't think I believe technically it's a no contest. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't be hearing about Seth trying to get the belt back probably until after Backlash. Because as we know that Logan Paul was going to be fighting Jey Uso for the belt at Backlash. So, now if I remember any other matches, I'll get into that. I know it was 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to remember, was there a tag match? Oh, Sheamus came back and fought Sheamus came back and fought not Grayson Waller. What's the boy name? Austin Theory. Sheamus with a little, I don't want to say it was an upset victory, but it was a victory nonetheless. And then they start, that was the gist of Raw on Netflix tonight. But like I said, we'll get back to that. If memory recollection, if I feel like I missed something, I know I'm missing something, but y'all, like I said, y'all bear with me. So now I'm just gonna go into to the NBA, right? As all of the second round started this weekend in the NBA, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. They started it off yesterday. Congratulations to all of the second rounders. This weekend, we found out that the Warriors made it to the second round. They will be facing the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we also found out the Nuggets, who are playing right now, they defeated the Los Angeles Clippers in their Game 7. But as of right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder is up 104-95 with about 6 minutes and 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter in Game 1 of the second round of these playoffs. We saw the number 1 seed go down yesterday, as well as the Indiana Pacers defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe it was 8 points, 112-104, if I'm not mistaken, to give the Pacers a 1-game-to-nothing lead in their best of 7 series. We saw tonight the New York Knicks defeated they defeated the Boston Celtics in overtime by 3 points for them to take a 1-0 lead. Word, what up, 9? 1-0 lead in the semifinals in the NBA Finals. So we got the NBA rocking and rolling. We got NHL rocking and rolling. We saw the Jets get to the second round, Game 7. We seen the Dallas Stars get to the second round. So they're the Stanley Cup is in the second round. So everybody rocking and rolling in the second round of the playoff series. You know, baseball baseball's still in effect. We spoke about everything. Oh, that's a record. I can't even see that. Let's see. Okay, that's cool. We got the second round going on, but we also had weekends, the fight weekend. We saw Canelo Alvarez in I'm not going to say a convincing manner. He defeated Skull, but he did win his match. He did gain a new belt, and like I said, we've seen that announcement of Terrence Crawford September 12th for the championship that he just got newly crowned. But last night we got a good treat as Cardenas was fighting Inoue, if I'm pronouncing this right, Inoue, and this was this is what boxing is about, right? You really saw the competition, you saw the back and forth. We seen Inoue, he got knocked down, and about I can't remember what round it was, about the 8th round. And then right after that, he came and put the beats on Cardenas and got the TKO over him. So, when you watch matches like that, especially, that being the best fight of the entire weekend, because I watched a few of them, right? We seen Ryan Garcia match that he lost, which was an upset. People believe that he jeopardized his rematch or his match with Devin Haney, even though Devin Haney looked sluggish, but he won his match. It didn't look right, but at the end of the day, he did win, and that's that Friday night it was about who's going to face who. But Tremorfo had a good match, and they may think that he's ready to fight he might be ready to fight Devin Haney and Garcia because of the type of victory he had. Then we had the 41-year-old boxer, oh God, what's his name? Udo. He came in and won his match in a very close match. It was a draw. One card had a draw, and the other two judges had a 115, 113. I personally thought it was a draw because it was just that close. If you watch the entire fight, I thought it was a 6 rounds and 6 rounds they won. It wasn't like it wasn't no 10-8 rounds. I thought of one of them got put to the floor. I think the 10-8 round would have made it a substantial winner, but nonetheless, I did understand how they gave the Budo. I know how they gave Budo a decision. It was that close. So 7-5 was understandable. But the fact that he was 41 years old, and he got the claim the actual division with the victory. I mean, not that he was a paper champion. What happened was the other guy, was stripped of the belt. They gave Udo the belt back. I mean, Budo the belt back, and then they was fighting for supremacy, and Budo won that fight. So that was the gist of yesterday's match. Well, yesterday, besides the Canelo non-competitive, I thought the Canelo fight was a 12-0. I didn't see the guy winning out one round, but uh, you know, just the fact that it wasn't, the other guy Skull was running around, and then he had the audacity to be mad about it. It was confusing to me because you picked. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that Canelo picked the fight. You fight who's in front of you, but there's no way in the world that you did not know that this guy was the competitor he was. He don't stand still. He's not a blow for blow guy. He likes to dance and move, but not dance. He likes to move around. So you couldn't have expected a real contested fight as far as that fight. What up, though?
What up, though? I actually gave that dude like 4 rounds, bro. It was a couple rounds. Canelo wasn't touching him, and he was touching Canelo.
Mm,
It was a couple
I'm
rounds,
glad.
bro.
I'm
Canelo
glad
was.
somebody gave him 4 rounds because I ain't.
I mean,
I was so unimpressed with the fight. I ain't giving them nothing.
Canelo.
But so,
Bro. I was impressed with the fact Canelo. It seemed like he can cut the ring off, but towards like the sixth fight, Canelo wasn't cutting the ring off good, and my man was dancing on his ass. He was tagging
mm-hmm.
Canelo too. He popped Canelo a couple times, bro. I think it was that seventh round. I think Canelo touched him like 2 or 3 times, bro. My man lit his ass up. It was just he was doing a lot of running. So when people do that, that's why I don't understand. Well, I didn't understand that Devin Haney fight because when I was watching that, I thought the guy touched Devin more, but copy box numbers, Devin did outland him, but I didn't even see Devin throwing punches, bro.
Yeah, that's why when you watch those matches, you want the fight like last night, right? Because
Like in the way,
I'm not I'm
monster.
not letting yeah I'm not letting the CompuBox determine the winner, right? Because
Hmm.
if you put a person on their butt, and they don't get up. You ain't got to worry about how many punches he threw or missed or made or whatever the case may be. You get in there and you do what you're supposed to do. You handle your business. The fact that Canelo couldn't put Skull out, I think he was upset about that. And then Crawford came in the ring, looked at him like, "You got to be kidding me! This is this is what I got to prepare for. This, like, oh, come on, man! You seen that new shiny belt? He's like, all right, I'm about to get that off you. That's in September. But I mean, I don't know if this is the new TKO routine now. You're getting all of these 9, 10 fights, and then you get controversial fights. They on Rob Ajaba in his match. I don't know how that was a draw. I really don't know. And then they got the audacity talking about they want to have a second match with the same two people, and I'm like, how? Who's gonna pay
I
for
didn't even
that?
see that fight. I didn't even see the highlights for that. It's just, people they put it on the undercard, they'll watch it.
And I know a lot of people that normally watch boxing. They only really like the heavyweight division. But after that fight, you're gonna ask a lot of questions like how, like who's running that division? Because that was just Jabba. He trying to get a name for himself. But when they rob him like that and give him a draw, I'm like, how? Like How is he going to gain no momentum? How is he going to get up there to fight the champs and stuff like that? How are we going to get up there? You can't get up there. They're going to keep giving them draws,
Bro, that
you know. So
boxing been corrupt, bro. Boxing been corrupt. So the
right,
best way to win a match, like you said, is to make sure you take it out the judge's hands and knock motherfucker out. That's the best way to win it. So if you one of them Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson type fighters, the old school Floyd Mayweather type fighters, then I mean it is what it is. You putting your career in the judges. I mean the judges or the people who behind the judges' hands. But if you more like a Canelo, I know he ain't drop dude, but take Canelo, one of those type of fighters who's known for knockouts. Then I mean, you can take control of your own destiny, man. Except for when you get people, and that's what I'm saying. Like if you notice, like with the knockout fighters, bro, when they face opponents who run, they automatically win, bro. They win. You ain't about to win no decision over no fighter who known to knock people out and you running away and shit.
yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know. Like I guess boxing is one of those things that you have to be prideful. You want your hand skills to do. You want your hands to do all the talking for you, and then when you ain't put nobody out, you know what I mean? It's like what's the purpose? I mean, you're not a specialist as far as defensive specialist or anything like that. Some of these guys want to act like they pound for pound. Canelo act like he pound for pound great, but he's not even. You know what I mean? He's
Man,
not even what he used to.
when it comes to contact sports, bro, whether it's football, whether it's boxing, MMA, if you look, the most known successful people are the crash outs. It ain't the ones who finesse, it's the ones who crash the fuck out, bro. Them the ones. Like even Deion Sanders, bro. Deion was a crash out, bro. 'Cause he'll break on the ball. That's crazy. Like in football terms, he might not be like a Lawrence Taylor, but Deion will run up and hit you too. But Deion crash out. He played the ball. He wasn't trying to be all, oh, I'm gonna knock the ball down. No, I'm gonna take it. I'm running it back. You need
Let me
crash
do
outs,
something with
bro.
that thing.
Jordan was a crash out, bro. Even in basketball, Jordan was a crash out. I got the motherfucking flu, but I'm about to go hard as hell now. I'm about to go even harder because I got the flu. That's crash out, bro. There's people crying that they got a hangnail. Oh, I broke my toenail.
Hmm.
Ronnie Lott cutting his damn finger off to playing the game, bro. Them the people like who excel in those. And when it come to competition, bro. When you competing, bro, you got to be on crash out mode.
Yeah, I think the determination of these today's players, today's athletes is not where it's at, right? You know what I mean? Like when you have a game 7, they was just talking about James Harden game 7. The man has 7 points. How you got $200 million? You telling us you the best? You the top 75 player now in the history of the NBA, and when it's time to shine, you got 7 points, but your bank account is good. See, this is what There's no. I don't think the love for the craft of the sport is where it's supposed to be. They love the money. It's one of those titles. It's one of those titles and roles situations. You want the title as the best, but you ain't performing like you the best. And it ain't just one time. It's a consistent thing. When the light is the brightest, they don't come through. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot of Jim Kellys out there instead of Troy Aikmans. You know what I mean? Eli Manning. Even these guys ain't higher echelon quarterbacks, but you can't take away the fact that what Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice, and it wasn't just defense. It was game winning drives and things like that got Eli Manning in the position to be in the Hall of Fame because he did that to who they consider
The
to be the
GOAT.
GOAT, which he is. You know what I mean? There's no doubt or disputing that at all. But when you have that better record than that GOAT, and you match him, not match him play for play, but when you have enough to say, you know what, I I got that game winning drive. I only needed 17 points. He had four. He was averaging 30 points a season. We got him down to 14. We did enough to win the Super Bowl, and he got two Super Bowl MVPs. It's not a lot of quarterbacks that can say that, but he got two Super Bowl MVPs over the GOAT. You know what I mean? And that's why, they're gonna always have that debate, who's better, LeBron and Kobe and Michael Jordan, and y'all can have that debate all y'all want. To me, you gotta
Mike,
respect
Kobe.
what Jordan and Kobe did. You do, even though Kobe, I understand the comparison with Kobe. I actually understand the comparison between Kobe and LeBron because you're gonna take the championship that Shaq
Nah,
got
bro.
out of the way. No, I'm just
Nah,
saying
man.
you got to.
Nah, bro. They tried to. Nah, man. You can't take that out the way, bro. Then you got to take the ones with D Wade and Chris Bosh out the way. You got to take the ones with Kyrie and Kevin Love out the. Come on now, man. The
Why they ain't win
team
no
that
MVP?
won championships. People
No,
be
but
trying
they
to
didn't.
find way. That's the most idiot.
But they
Man,
didn't win
Shaq
no
was the most
MVPs. That's why.
dominant.
That's why they try to discredit it.
Hmm.
That's why they
Don't
discredit it
matter if they won an
because they didn't.
MVP, man. They got the ring,
Okay.
man. That's like people like you can't discount what Bill Russell did. Bill Russell was the greatest by numbers. Bill Russell was the greatest. You got 11. There ain't
I
nobody
I
fucking with Bill
I
Russell.
agree with that.
And then it's Mike, bro. Then it's Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, yeah, I don't, but I don't even want to do the ring thing because there's more people. There's
I'm
people with
talking
more
about
rings than Mike. No, I
I'm
know what
talking
you're
about
saying, but I'm
ring
saying that's why I don't
with
do it.
impact on the
It's the
game.
it's the impact.
With
It's
impact.
the
Yeah.
impact of the games. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. You could
Kobe was the closer, bro. Shaq couldn't even be on the floor, bro, in the fourth quarter in big games.
how do you
Kobe was
close without a lead? You see what I'm saying? How do you close without the lead?
But even look at them games, man. I mean, it was Batman and Robin. It was Batman and Robin. I mean, if that's the case, we might as well just play one on one. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I mean, but his impact on the game. I mean, there was no way Shaq could have closed those games. They would have just fouled the shit out of
yeah, I agree with you because even if you do a comparison of what happened after Shaq left, it took him 5 years to get that. And if that's the case, if you
him. And
gonna
he
say
did it
that, you're gonna
with
say
shit. He did that with shit, bro. He got them two rings with
don't do
shit.
don't do that.
Paul Gasol, bro.
Don't do
Come
that.
on now, bro. Paul
What about
Gasol.
it?
Paul Gasol, Andrew Bynum, who? I give you Ron Artest. Paul Gasol was shit,
Yeah.
bro. When he went
Oh
to the
my
Lakers,
God.
Paul Gasol wasn't Paul Gasol no more, bro. That's
Okay.
like I give LeBron this. When Kevin Love went to Cleveland, he wasn't Kevin Love no more. Chris Bosh wasn't Chris Bosh no more. I give him that, but LeBron still had Kyrie. LeBron still had Wade. What did Kobe have? Me, myself, and I.
No, don't do that. You
Me,
tripping now.
myself, and I.
We saw what happened with LeBron in Cleveland when he had nothing. You know what they did? They gave Andre Iguodala the Finals MVP. Now, when Kobe had nothing, he didn't even win at all.
What you mean
So
he didn't win?
you can't discredit Pau Gasol like that.
Well,
He
Kobe didn't
won
have.
with him.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
When Kobe didn't have Pau Gasol, did he make the playoffs?
He made the playoffs.
When?
Playoffs. We talking about playoffs?
When? When?
I don't know. I just know he made
Yeah,
them.
he ain't make no noise. He nothing. We saw with LeBron. That's what I'm saying. You, y'all go by the killer instincts and the accolades and things like that. If you go on by total sport acumen,
Who?
you got to have that comparison between LeBron and Kobe. And it's
There ain't no
not it is
comparison,
not
bro. Don't compare
okay.
that bum against the Mamba. Nah, bro. We
Don't
ain't
compare
comparing
the
it.
don't don't compare the bum to Mamba.
Hey, you putting
I
him
can't
next
wait.
to Mamba, he a bum, bro. but next to
How
my
do you
Lakers,
say
bro.
that?
Look, LeBron is a
Wow.
great player, right? He just like when you talk about competition, bro. It's the mentality, bro. The mentality matters, bro. When we think of great players, bro, we think of killers, man. People who had no mercy.
We do?
Kobe wanted to step on your, yeah, bro. They one finesse player that we say is great. Tom Brady, you know why Tom Brady
Magic
is the GOAT?
Johnson. Magic
Magic Johnson,
Johnson.
bro, did you hear the stories about, look, I'm gonna see if I can get my one of my homeboys' mom. Magic Johnson was a killer, bro. Magic Johnson talked more
He
shit and hated people, bro. Magic Johnson wasn't nice. He
he
just had a
he
nice
ain't he
smile.
wasn't
He just
okay.
had a big smile, bro. Magic Johnson wasn't nice, bro.
That ain't what he displayed on the basketball court.
It was freakiness. Magic Johnson was a freak of nature. He was a freak on the court and a freak outside the court, bro. That's what Magic Johnson was. He wasn't playing that shit.
Oh,
He
here
was
we go.
Shannon Sharp 12.0.
No, he ain't no Shannon Sharp.
Shit,
He ain't
bro,
Shannon Sharp at
you
all.
man, I heard some of
He
these
part
stories, bro. I'm
he
telling you,
party.
bro. Look, man, my boy mama, bro, she was in them circles, bro. She the stories, and I'm looking at her like I respect you because my boy mama, but she's a hoe. You's a hoe. She talked about Magic Johnson was going from girl to girl to girl. They was just waiting to think, like getting their turn. I'm like, what? It was just in a room, like 7, 8 girls, and he just,
Yeah, every room. Him, James
making his
Worthy,
way around
Byron Scott.
hoes, clapping
Yeah,
cheeks.
they was that's why, like even in those days, like to have those comparisons, right? Like y'all ain't doing it like that, but you listen to someone like Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas, he all he worried about is the girls. He over there. I'm averaging 30. Yeah, you averaging 30 with a first round exit. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have that determination. What's the point of averaging 30 when you ain't doing nothing with the 30? And you can't say it's the teams around you, because you know, it's 30
Man,
points.
Kobe told his teammate, "I ain't passing you the ball because you suck, bro." That's the type of motherfucker I want on my team.
I know, and you know
He
what happened?
competing.
He didn't make the playoffs. I know what that is. We know a famous we know somebody on his app that played
Bro,
on that team.
yeah, Smush Parker, bro. We talking about Smush.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
wouldn't have
saying.
passed Smush. I didn't even pass Smush Parker the ball in 2K, bro. I would not pass him the ball. I'm not letting him pass it to Smush, bro. I ain't passing this. Why are you even on my team, bro? I released him. I played short. Like, fuck it. We don't even need a player. Just get him out of there. We
And
can figure
then
something out.
and then you talk about that crackhead Lamar Odom like he was trash too. I ain't even mention him, but that's what you say. He ain't had nothing.
Man, Lamar Odom was a GOAT at one point.
He, he's
I
what?
don't know what happened. He got into that Kardashian. I don't know what happened to Lamar Odom, bro. Sam said, "You smoke crack, don't you, son? You smoke crack, don't you, son?" That's what he started doing. He was on that lean
That's
on me
that
shit, bro.
that's
You
that's
smoke
that
crack, don't you, son?
718 area code. that But that's what I'm
Bro,
saying,
but look,
but some people can't
one of the
handle them situations.
one of the greatest players I ever seen play basketball that never get his fucking accolades, and I think it's fucking atrocious. Is motherfucking Stephon Marbury. I don't care. No, I will argue with anybody. I love AI, but Stephon was bro. Stephon was that guy, bro. Marbury, bro. Oh my god, I could have parted my head, bro. Middle of my head, could have parted it. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind.
he was a great player. He called me out on his own, right? But the fact that he
Couldn't
couldn't
stay
do
up with
anything with the
Vaseline,
teams
bro.
he had, he couldn't
Couldn't stay
do
up
nothing
with
with the teams he
Vaseline,
had.
bro.
You
That
know what I mean?
motherfucker was
Like,
eating Vaseline, bro. Eating
I
it
guess.
like eating Vaseline. You ain't seen that shit? Motherfucker eating
Mhm.
Vaseline, bro. Like, oh, stuff. What's going on, bro?
But that's
You
why
getting
you
china
that's why you
for
can't just discredit the team aspect of a thing, right? When you look at Allen Iverson and you see all of that heavy work that he had to do, we can know for sure that Stephon Marbury had the better teams than Allen Iverson. It's just the fact that Allen Iverson did more with less. That's what makes you, a substantial.
bro,
That gives you accolades too.
bro. Steph was in the West, bro. Even when he went to the East, bro. That's when wherever Steph went, man. Look, there's some players you just not gonna throw no dirt on. Don't throw no dirt on Steph. I don't care if he ate Vaseline. Don't throw no snow on him. No, don't throw it on Kobe. I don't care if he was playing with the snow bunnies in Colorado. Leave my boys alone, okay?
Yeah, he can do that. He can do that when you got Big Diesel on your team. I can go play Snow
Bro.
Bunny
We
hunting
talking
too.
about Pippen. We talking about Pippen, bro. Like everybody had a team, bro. Everybody who won, who great had some super. You talking about Pippen and Rodman, bro. And before Pippen and Rodman, it was what Pippen and Luke Longley. Stop playing, man. That big long white boy. I'm just playing. Luke Longley suck. But
I'm
you
about to
had
say you
Pippen.
need to stop that.
You had Steve Kerr.
And
You had
and
Ron
and and
Harper. You had
and,
PJ.
and
You
what
had
about
old
okay?
Greg.
So you giving them all these accolades, right? All right. So let me ask you a question. How much did coaching play a role in this?
Phil Jackson, the triangle. Still was the
Okay,
man.
who LeBron had?
Mike Brown, what? Mike Brown, what? Mike Brown, Mike Brown.
Mike
Come on,
Brown
man.
just got
Stop playing.
fired. Mike Brown just
Man,
got
Mike
fired.
Brown gonna get fired, bro. Mike Brown gonna keep getting fired. You know why? Because his name Mike Brown. They be hating on him, bro. If his name was Mike White, he'd be all right. But it's Mike Brown,
Nah,
so they think he
it's
Mexican,
it's
so they get
it's
him up out of there, bro. Mike
it's.
Brown.
I'm you when you have the support of an organization is one thing, right? It's just bad because LeBron made himself look bad because he tried to structure his own team and then the shit don't work.
Mm.
So of course you're gonna look bad. Look at Kevin Durant. I want to go here, here, and here. I want this player, this player,
What
this player. All of that for nothing.
What about when LeBron had Pat Riley?
When did LeBron have Pat Riley?
LeBron had Riley. Pat Riley was coaching that team, bro.
How you
What
do
was his
that?
name? That one dude was sitting on the bench, but Pat Riley was coaching, bro. They was using headsets, bro. They was using Bluetooth speakers. Pat Riley was coaching that team, bro. He using telepathy, bro. Pat Riley was really the coach, man. Old boy was just what they call him, a beard. He was just a beard. He was just there for TV
But that
purposes,
guy
but
is
it was
still
really
there
Pat
now though.
Riley.
So they still using the headphones?
Nah, see what happened was Pat Riley got old and started forgetting shit. That's why they losing, bro. That's why they can't win now. Pat Riley done forgot the shit, bro.
Nah, I just think some of these guys they just wanna as they getting older they want to hold power and possession and control over things. They don't have it no more, right? You got Pat Riley, you got Jerry Jones, you got people like that. You paying these people all this money and you ain't getting no results because you want it your
That,
way, man. You gotta
that's
learn
what
how to
happened.
move with the times.
That's what happened. Look at our politics, bro. Why our president's so fucking old, bro? It's like these old people in America don't want to let shit go no more, bro. They let the young people run the shit, bro. That's how we get shit done.
Well, they ain't. Well,
Y'all,
I don't know. I don't. Well, the young people ain't even trying to get together to vote. So how that gonna work?
well, folks, yeah, they only give you old ass people to vote for. I wouldn't. I'd be like, nah, fuck that. I ain't voting either.
So
Who
here's
you
the
want, your
question:
grandma or your granddad? Like what? Nah, man, I want my uncle.
I want my granduncle.
Nah, bro, that's just too old too, bro. That's your granddad's brother. Mm-hmm.
I'm just,
Nah,
I'm just
grand
saying.
uncle. I want
You
the
know what I
grand to
mean? But
sit their grand asses down. Y'all supposed to be leading by 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 words, by wisdom. Y'all trying to lead by action. Like, nah, man, y'all too old, bro. This is why we need to go back to the old school rules where if you rule something, you gotta fight. That way, these old ass people be sitting their ass down and let the young people fight. You remember when the kings used to go out and fight the wars, and then all of a sudden they stopped doing that and just start sending troops up, and they sitting there while they fight. Yeah, that's when everything fucked up in life. Because when it was the kings
mhm.
on the battlefield, I mean, the best man won. Now you can just send some people out and they can get slaughtered and you still cool. No consequences or repercussions. You see what I'm saying?
I hear
Go
you.
back to the old school way. The shit. As soon as I get old, I sit my ass down like, okay, y'all go ahead and fight. I'm chill.
I'm trying to do that now, but that's the thing. Like, when you in those positions, like look at the NBA now. They so busy trying to push LeBron James, Steph Curry, and all these other people. What about these young kids that's playing great basketball? What about Jason Tatum? Right? What about Anthony Edwards? Even though y'all looking at these guys outside of the sport. So what he get? He paid a woman whatever he paid her,
You
right?
got to though when you're talking about the face of the company though, you got to, bro. That's what I'm saying. They
I'm
gotta
trying.
stop doing. I mean, don't like you look at LeBron. LeBron been squeaky clean since he came in. I mean, anything said against LeBron is considered rumors, bro.
I,
Everybody else be getting
I
proven
agree with
guilty and
that.
shit.
What Stephen Curry do? He ain't do nothing. I mean, his wife was
Yeah,
wilding,
but
but
that's what I'm
that ain't him.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like anything he do is proven a rumor. It's his wife doing that shit. They ain't got to do shit to do with stuff. But
So what
these
about
young
Jason
Anthony
Tatum?
Edwards, I don't know, man. They probably just think he too yellow, bro. They probably won't. I don't know. He whiter than stuff, bro. I don't know. They might be confused with Jason Tatum. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I mean, Jason Tatum. I don't know, bro. I don't think he. I don't think he should be a face more than Shea Gilgis. I don't think he should be
But
more
that's a
face than
that's but
Shea.
that I think that's more political than anything because they want an American born dude.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You see?
Like I don't. I would pick Shea Gilgis. They already uh Luca getting fat with hamburgers and shit. They talk shit about him at photos. Kyrie, Kyrie can't be it, bro. I don't know. Anthony Edwards, Zion Williams ain't even play, so Anthony Edwards knocking up chicks. I mean,
And
who
John
else?
Moran is pushing himself out the way by himself, and this is what I'm saying.
He on some
But you got,
NWA type shit.
yeah, he on some next stuff. Then you got his daddy beefing. Then you got the Tyrese Halliburton dad. He going crazy, stepping up to Giannis like he can get beat up. I mean, come on, man.
Mhm.
And then
And then you
people
got
talk about they're not looking at the dad. The dad is not the dad is an example of the son. That's how it used to be when y'all start switching these things up. You know what I mean? You an example of your
yeah.
dad, so people gonna look at you differently. So you ain't even gonna look at Tyrese Halliburton now because your dad out there looking all stupid. So now that your dad looking stupid, we gonna look at you stupid because that's your dad. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, but his
hard
daddy
to
never
do
made
these
millions, so I wouldn't look at him. I look at him different. His daddy never made millions. If his daddy made millions, he'd know how to act.
things.
Especially when you got the white boys paying you. When you got somebody else paying you millions of dollars, you act right, bro. You act right. They
I
paying you.
hope so.
That's a job, bro. That's an occupation. You know what I'm saying? Shit. When I went to work, I did what I did, but I act right. I follow company laws because I wanted to keep my job and that paycheck coming. So you gonna act right, bro. I mean, I'm just being real. You can act any other
Yeah,
way. If you don't want that paycheck, but if you want that paycheck, you gonna act right.
they stretching the hell out of this game. 119,
Yep.
118, 9.5 seconds left. Oklahoma City shooting 2 foul shots, and they're up
Oklahoma.
one. Oh, we what we talking about on the word? We talking about the fellas. We judging fellas.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about qualities that men in leadership should have. I think I worded it like that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna wait to get over there because you got some good credit today. I seen the replay. Shout out to the word.
Mhm. What you mean?
I I
Oh,
just
you talking about?
laughed. Yeah.
Hold on. What you talking about? I ain't
Oh, he
watching.
made the three. Denver up by two with 2.5 seconds.
You said Denver up?
Oh, Denver won the game. Wow. Damn, I should have clipped that. I'm gonna clip
Clip
it.
that, clip that, clip that, clip that.
I'm gonna
Bro, I'm gonna
clip
show
that.
you.
Denver hit a three, 121, 119. They won the game. So both one seeds lost the first games in the second round. Cleveland lost to the Pacers, and the Thunder lost to the Nuggets.
I can't even
It's
speak on
it's
Cleveland. I know they got Donovan, but I haven't seen him play. So
I'm telling you, this is the competition. This is I don't. This is what allows the underdogs. It gives them hope. When you got people that you think ain't gonna win and they start winning, that's what gives the underdogs hope. I don't know if it's political or anything like that. I'm just saying when you see there ain't no way in the world the Nuggets was supposed to beat the Thunder. They turned around and beat the Thunder.
bro,
So
that's crazy. Can you imagine saying that like 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
no,
Even
and that's
three
what I'm
years ago,
saying.
right? Like 3 years ago. Can you imagine saying Nuggets have no chance of beating the Thunder 3 years ago?
That's that's what I'm saying. Like these guys, these you know they like to consider Oklahoma City and Cleveland the small market teams, but they playing the best basketball. Now y'all turn around and lose when it's crunch time. That's why you gotta have that mentality, like you were saying earlier, the pressure bust pipes and all of that type situation. Because
Hmm.
now they down 0-1. How do you come back from that? Will you come back from that? You know what I mean? So
In the conference final.
very yeah. Listen, y'all, this ain't sports is the only in the sports world. You can't get there's no such thing as moral victory, right? Well, we played them well
Hmm.
enough to win. Nah, you either gonna win or you don't.
Hmm.
Ain't no moral victory. Or
Number
that's what they
two is
tell us.
number two is just the
Yeah.
first loser.
I don't want to be a runner up. I want to be the runner running to the victory. You know what I mean? But like I
Mhm.
said, the Nuggets they pulled off a 2-point victory. 121, 119.
I said my old
Did you
coach.
finish your thumbnail? Yeah, I mean you
Huh?
finished the outro? You finished the outro?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm about to upload it when I get off of here before I
Ooh.
start the show. I wanted more. I used all old shit. I didn't make nothing new.
Mm.
I didn't use nothing new. So I used all old stuff. I was being lazy. I just found a fire beat and I'm like, I like this beat. So I used all old stuff. But I think I'm gonna make another one. I just wanted to throw that together because I felt like doing something.
Mm.
I was trying to do something else with the beat, but I couldn't find enough clips to command it. Like I gotta go through my phone. I gotta organize everything. Like put y'all in files, bro. Because when I be wanting y'all voice on different, it's so much I gotta because it's just clip. Like imagine taking a lot of pictures on your phone, right? And then you think about like, oh, I want to use this picture. You gotta go through all that shit to see where that picture at, and that's what I be having to do. So I gotta make files because like even because every time I do something new. I'm using this like some of the like your voice, but then I clip so much stuff after I used it the first time, it ain't in the same spot where I found it at to use it. So like it's just a headache, bro. I see why
A lot
people
of
overdo
work.
this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
that's what I be. Yeah, man. So I couldn't. It
In
was
order
like
to
two
be great,
clips
you
I
gotta
couldn't
put that
find.
work in.
Yeah, it was two clips I couldn't find, and I wanted to hurry up and finish it, but I had more time like to work on the extended because it ain't even that long. It's like a minute.
Well, you got tomorrow to figure that out. You said you ain't going live tomorrow, so give you a little bit of free time. Give us all some free time.
What you trying to
Man, I
say?
was
I be holding y'all hostage. You
no, I'm saying it gives us free time because like
holding y'all
I'm not
hostage.
going. Well, I may go live tomorrow. I'm lying. I may go live. I'm fine. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you spoke about that with the validation in the
I spoke about that
Oh God.
twice.
No. I'm saying
One
I
is
don't know if you spoke about it. The. I mean, I know you spoke about it psychologically, but I don't think people can grasp or understand it. And it resonated with me because when I think about Stoic, I think about what he be trying to do. Because he always asks that question: Is it validation or confirmation?
well,
And
you
I'm
think
like
he asked
Stoic.
it because nah, 'cause that's what
Yeah.
I presented it to him. Like, don't look for validation, accept confirmation. And after that, you start, I guess, trying to define. He's still trying to define, and that's like when concepts like that are new. That's what people you got to define it the way you understand it. So that's all he's doing.
Well, I don't know. I'm just I didn't even look at it that way, but now I definitely understand it. It's
But
a different.
somebody,
It's mind over emotions.
'cause I was when I who was that? I believe it was I believe what was her name? Is okay. That's looked up. Perpetual. Because I know the first time I talked
Platypus.
about it was like the first year, yeah. And I was telling her like, it's confirmation. I mean, yeah, it's confirmation over validation. That way, when people, and I was telling her the concept of I don't get too high nor do I get too low. That way, when people do say nice things about me, I appreciate it and I'm grateful, but I don't get too high on that. You know what I'm saying? People seek that. And what that is validation. Is when people start seeking the
Hmm.
compliments, that becomes validation, seeking validation. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then that way, that prevents manipulation. And validate, I mean, confirmation is just understanding, like, you'll see it, like, it'll be right. Like, people won't have to tell you, they'll show you. You'll see it.
Right.
Confirmation is not, like, so this is confirmation for me, right? Think about now, this gonna sound crazy. Like if I present a ideology, right, and the people go on their page and present my ideology without giving me credit, that's confirmation to me that they received what I said. So that's why that don't piss me off. I don't really get mad at that because it's like, okay, you're not giving me credit, but that's confirmation that you heard what I said, even if you do try
Yeah.
to take credit for
Yeah. I'm gonna bring that example up tonight. Don't worry about it. Somebody got credit for something they ain't even say.
it.
But but that's what goes with the philosophy. When you say it's right, it doesn't matter who get the accolades. It was right. It was confirmed in that person to say what they said, and you know what I mean. And that's the difference. Now you just got too many people worrying about their feelings, so they want their feelings to be validated instead of the situation being confirmed. You know what I
This
mean?
is
So
wild, bro.
who's
It's
that?
not popping up. It's not. It's connected, right?
Who's doing with you?
Uh, oh no,
Talking
I'm
to himself
turning my
here.
the headset. It's not
Oh,
showing
you gotta
nothing
get ready to
right
go
now.
live anyway. It's your time to shine. It's your time to
Oh,
shine.
say ready to pair.
Oh, man, it's the Bluetooth. Bluetooth.
Okay, I think it's connected. Is it connected now? Hope I ain't gotta do this every time.
I mean, if you parent it, you shouldn't. It should be do 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 and ready to roll.
It says it's added, but let me go. I'll come back in.
Are you adding the right things? Are you adding the write the name to it.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm adding it to my computer. This shit should be on.
Shout out to Stork. He was in my chat a whole hour and a half before I was here. Shout out to Stork.
Uh,
I need to get Bond up here. Bond be acting like he know what he talking about with this boxing. I'm try to get him up here one day.
not connected. Why does she keep saying not connected? Chat.
Are you on it?
Oh, I'm trying to connect. Well,
You using it now?
yeah, they say. Oh, oh,
Hell
okay.
yeah.
Connection failed. What the fuck is going on?
You using it now? You talk about it. They connected. You
Oh,
using it?
no, 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 no. I'm trying to hook it up.
Oh,
No, I'm on my. I got probably about 4 or 5 things, but I'm on my phone on your live, and I'm on my computer. Bro, what is going on with this? Let me put it back in the case. I thought it was connected. I never even had it connected to the computer in the first place, and I thought it was. Where did I put the phone?
oh.
Oh, right here in front of me. I can't see nothing, bro. Okay, it's off. Now it should be on. Okay,
But is it connecting to your phone too? That's what you
ready
you
to
gotta
play.
see.
No, I didn't connect it to the phone. Tap, allow. Okay, cool. Bluetooth connected. Battery full. That's what I like to hear.
Okay, so it's
Now,
ready for the computer. So you go ahead and set up shop. I'll be heading over
right,
there in a
let me
minute
see this shit.
because we ain't trying to keep you on the 5 o'clock. You got a client tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to go off something else. This sucks, bro. All right, let me. I'm gonna finish playing with this because I still ain't
Friday.
put the thing
That's what
on.
I'm saying. You got going over there. I'll close this up. Appreciate the co-host, my
I
33
don't even
brothers
know
of
what my
word.
phone is, bro.
Oh my God, you're sitting on it. Appreciate my
Uh,
co-host,
damn, where I
brother.
put it? I don't know where I put my phone at. I don't know where it's at, bro.
Are you by the couch again?
I was on the couch. I had to leave it in the kitchen. Probably left it on the stove. Yep, feel it right here on the stove. Ain't
All
mind your
right.
own business. Ain't bothering nobody.
At least you ain't cook it.
Yeah, no, I ain't
But
gonna
we'll
cook the
see.
phone.
We'll see the 33 brother in a minute as he prepares his shows. We gonna put feet to the fire on his channel. We gonna see if men know how to lead by example. So we gonna salute the 33 brother. We appreciate him coming up. The 9% himself, the big 9. That's what he
Big
called himself.
nine.
And
Who? Big
with
nine. Who's Big nine? Big
with these
nine. Oh, my
shocking victories tonight,
bad.
teams that ain't supposed to winning tonight, whether it's the Knicks or the Denver Nuggets. They taking 1-0 leads, home court advantage. And this is why we watch sports, right? We watch sports because we think we know who's gonna win, and sometimes we get a shock or upset or something like that. You know what I mean? So the Knicks will be playing game 2 on Wednesday, and I believe Denver will be playing game 2 on Wednesday around the same time, 9:30 for the Nuggets and 7 o'clock for the Knicks and Celtics. Tomorrow night we get to see the 6 seed Timberwolves play the 7 seed Golden State Warriors as they beat the number 2 and 3 teams. The Houston Rockets was the second seed, and the Lakers were the third seed, respectfully. But like I said, when you play these games, man, you gotta give it your all. Just imagine if these was just elimination games, one game and out, right? But they got they got to get 4 out of 7 games. And these teams, well, the Warriors went 7 games. The T Wolves went 5. But when you play your best game, sometimes it doesn't matter what team it is. You can always defeat a Goliath, or somebody that's supposed to be bigger and better than you when you do your best. You know what I mean? But good victories tonight for the underdog Knickerbockers and the Denver Nuggets. But we getting ready to close this out. Tonight's episode was brought to you by the World of the Nine, where the truth will set you free. That's leading. That's where we're going. We're going to the World of the Nine right now. As we get off here, we see you guys on Friday. We're gonna go hear the Big Nine himself, the word 9%, and we gonna put feet to the fire, fellas. If you get over there, we gonna see how we are held accountable and what we gotta do going forward. So with that being said, we'll see you guys on Friday with an update about SmackDown. We'll talk about the predictions of the pay-per-view Backlash. I'll probably give some predictions, and we'll go from there. So until Friday, guys, from the Channel 9 studio, this is Mr. 33 signing off.